Speaking about organic food, there are, as we mentioned, there are two sides to every story. And the common question is organic food healthier or better for me? Although organic food has numerous benefits and advantages, I don't think it's necessarily healthier. And we have to also take into consideration that food is not the only source of chemical exposure. So one of the most common arguments is organic food is better for you or healthier for you because it contains less chemicals. That's true. That's true. But we are exposed to chemicals, pollution, contamination as soon as we walk out the front door. So just because you eat an organic apple, it does not mean your life will be healthier. Also, it's true, yes?
Yeah, it is exactly. Well, I worked in a McDonald's restaurant for 7 years when I was young. I studied at the university, and it is exactly the same thing as people that just buy the biggest menu and then they ask for a diet coke because they have to be in good shape. Yeah, I see your point, but I don't know exactly the amount of the percentage of chemical exposure that we have walking down the street if you compare it with the amount of chemicals that we eat. I mean, the point is that if 60% of the chemical exposure that we have is due to food, then we have to pay attention in the things that we are eating. But the point is that I don't have this number, so I really don't know if it's a big figure, tiny figure, and that's, I guess, that is the key. You have to decide whether or not it's good for you or not good enough for you to eat or not organic food. I know.
It's difficult. There are a number of studies that suggest that organic food may give you more micronutrients such as vitamin C, iron, magnesium, etc. However, this evidence is very inconclusive, so nothing is confirmed, nothing is fact. I think that the biggest difference is probably the farming practices. I think for the environment, organic food may be healthier because it doesn't carry those poisons that are used to poison the fruit and the atmosphere or the soil. So I think when we speak about the environment, organic food is a lot better and healthier. However, for human consumption, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. Organic food is normally 50% more expensive. So taking all of the information into consideration, is it worth the 50% price rise? Would you pay 50% more for your fruit and vegetables and even meat to know that it is better for the environment?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, sure. Taking the environmental approach, yeah, I would say that I would pay like the 50% increase in the price, but I don't know. Do you really believe that? I mean, in a global world in which a lot of people are just starving, it is a good idea to keep on with these organic farms and these, so to say, less productive. Uh, how do you say crops? Mm, yeah, well, less productive plantations.
Or farms, yes?
Yeah, farms. I understand that it can be better for the environment, and I'm willing to pay this 50% surplus, but I consider it maybe a little bit short-sighted. If you take the big picture, if you have a look at the entire world, maybe it's a bad idea to have this engineered vegetables in order to feed all the population. I don't know.
Well, this is why they were introduced, to create a more profitable and reliable source of food. When it comes to meat, I think meat is a very interesting topic, because meat is injected with hormones, especially growth hormones, antibiotics, etc. So I think these medicines, these ingredients that are injected into our meat, could affect us in a more significant way than the fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, I do agree with you in this point. Maybe meat is a bigger issue if you compare it with vegetables and all this stuff. And yeah, nowadays is a very fashionable topic to talk about. Mass farming and how we consume meat and the quality of the meat that we consume, and should we eat as much meat as we eat. But from a point of view, yeah, we should decrease the amount of meat that we eat for many reasons. And the first reason, as you said, is because yeah, they have to inject a lot of hormones and antibiotics and a lot of probably bad stuff to the animals in order to grow them faster and better. So yeah, that's the first point. And the second point is that it is, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, it is not the best way to invest your resources. I mean, to grow cattle, you have to invest to invest a lot of water, to invest a lot of invest in water. I don't know how I believe that I expressed it correctly, but invest in water doesn't sound does not sound good. But yeah, you get the idea. And you have to invest in, you have to waste a lot of water. You have to feed the cattle, and it's not very cost effective. So nowadays there are better approaches if you want to obtain proteins, and I believe that we should decrease the amount of meat that we eat just because of uh, impossibility of keep on with the freedom of the consumption freedom that we have.
Of course, for one kilogram of beef, I think I read somewhere that we need to consume at least 20,000 liters of water, if not more, which is a lot of water if you take into consideration the small quantity of meat.
Yeah.
There is another way, bioengineering. So bioengineering is basically the cultivation of animal cells.
Yeah.
So we are growing artificial animal cells in a laboratory, and apparently it tastes the same. It has the same texture. So it's genetically engineered meat. However, today it's expensive, but I think that in the future, as technology improves, we certainly will be able to see this on our supermarket shelves. I
Yeah,
think it's a
sure.
possibility. Could you be convinced into buying lab grown meat, or do you think that there's some ethic issues or some controversial
Well,
issues that would dissuade you?
well, hopefully, I would never have to take this decision to make this decision because well, that technology evolves slowly, but uh, yeah, that's a difficult question. But um, yeah, why not? Mm, I can't see it. I'm not capable of seeing the moral implications of growing meat in a laboratory. I mean, if it has some implications, they are good implications because we're not killing animals. So yeah, I would consider it as an option. In fact, nowadays I believe that they are not growing meat, but they are yeah like building meat based on vegetables. I mean, having the same texture and taste, but based on vegetables such as tofu and all this uh, and all the things. So maybe it is the same approach. I don't know if it's cheaper and sustainable for the environment. Maybe I would give it a shot. I don't know.
Yeah, because of the price, many people are dissuaded. However, as you correctly mentioned, as the price decreases, I think people start to change their mind, especially if normal meat becomes more and more expensive, which it probably will do because of the growing population and the restrictions on farming. Every year there are more and more restrictions, and it's becoming more and more expensive to farm and to grow crops, um, raise animals, etc. Perfect. Thank you very much. So there are many different